Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. It seems that the confusion surrounding the presidential election has come to an end. There is a chance that the Senate will adopt the amendments regarding the organisation of the elections next week, which would open the way to set a final date for them. The election, which was due to take place on the 10th of May, was annulled as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. On Tuesday, the Senate commissions are to convene to vote on the amendments to the bill on the organisation of the presidential elections. Today, the Deputy Speaker of the Senate, Gabriela Morawska-Stanecka, said that according to her, the 28th of June is the most probable date for the elections to take place. It is a probable scenario since several political groups of the opposition have already grown tired of all this confusion and chaos surrounding the elections. It may even be good for the civic platform if only they manage to get the required signatures for Rafał Trzaskowski's candidacy. In the latest survey by the Kantar pollster, the incumbent President Andrzej Duda had 39% support, which is 20 percentage points less than in the previous opinion poll. Rafał Trzaskowski followed with 18%, Szymon Hołownia came third with 15%, Krzysztof Bosak would receive 8%, while the leader of the Polish People's Party, Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz, had another loss and ended up with 3%. Trzaskowski is simply a puppet who isn't very smart but at least speaks 8 languages, and I think he likes this role. In this sense, he would work better as the president of the country than as the mayor of Warsaw, since he fails miserably at this administrative position. Yesterday's opposition amendments to the bill regard, among other things, the date of submitting a candidate for president. The Civic Coalition proposed that the date should expire not earlier than 10 days after the date of the elections is announced by the Speaker of the Parliament. The Act of the National Electoral Commission, based on which the Speaker of the Parliament is to announce the date of the elections, has not yet been published. The date of the elections won't be announced until it is. According to the latest survey made by Social Changes for the Policja.pl website, the United Right has a clear advantage over the rest of the political competition. If the presidential elections were to take place this Sunday, the United Right coalition would win the largest number of votes. According to the latest survey made by Social Changes for the Policja.pl website, the ruling coalition, made up of the Law and Justice Party, United Poland and the Agreement Party, would obtain 47% of the votes. 21% of respondents would support the Civic Coalition. 14% of those surveyed would vote for the left. The Polish coalition would win 8% and the Confederation 7%. 55% of respondents declared their willingness to go out and vote. Despite recent speculation, according to Łukasz Szumowski, Polish Minister of Health, and Mariusz Kamiński, Minister of the Interior and Administration, the restrictions regarding public gatherings are not expected to be lifted in the near future. Recently, there have been a few situations where the restrictions regarding public gatherings were broken. It doesn't matter who wanted to protest, we only want to know their slogans. This is important for us. Ladies and gentlemen, we can say to a willing person, injury is not done. The people who participated in these gatherings are adults, who put themselves in danger, which is coronavirus. As a government, we are responsible for the health and safety of our citizens.
Za bezpieczeństwo zdrowotne wszystkich obywateli.
Organising public gatherings, concerts or large parties, it all means a huge risk for the participants. Of course, we want Poland to get back to normality, and we want to continue the process of unfreezing our economy. That is why the continuation of restrictions is in the interest of all of us, including the businessmen. When can we start unfreezing other sectors of our economy? It all depends on the infection growth rate. Hungary has closed the migrant transit zones on its borders following a ruling by the European Court of Justice that 4 asylum seekers had been in effect illegally detained and that a local court should release them immediately. In response, the Hungarian government has made it clear that it will change the asylum law following the ruling so that it will become impossible to apply for asylum on the border. Although Budapest criticised the ruling, it said Hungary would comply. Government spokesman Zoltán Kovács told news channel HIR-TV on Thursday that the government will close its transit zones in order to close a loophole in our lines of defence, opened up by the ECJ ruling.
adó jogértelmezés, illetve
The consequence of the European Court of Justice ruling would have led to a procedure, which the Hungarian courts would have been made to follow, that after 4 weeks we would have had to release everyone in the transit zone. That's a loophole in our lines of defence, so what we do is we close it.
ez nem más lett volna, mint
During the peak of Europe's 2015 migration crisis, Prime Minister Viktor Orban ordered Hungary's southern border to be sealed, blocking a route for hundreds of thousands of migrants. Some were stuck for a year or more in the transit zones, areas of several hundred square metres on the border between Hungary and Serbia, with shipping containers for accommodation and surrounded by heavily guarded barbed wire perimeters. The transit zones were deeply unpopular with asylum seekers from the start.
It's basically like a prison, and the first thing we reached, they told us this thing. If you want to go, it's free to go. We're like, really? Yes, Serbia is open. I've never been in Serbia, man.
Ruska camp no good. Ja, sam jail, Ruska camp jail, no out, yes, cruise camp, no out city, no, just jail.
As the closure of the zones was announced, Orban's chief of staff, Gergely Guiles, said Hungary was working on changing its asylum law in order to make it impossible to apply for asylum at the border.
Annak a gyakorlatnak fogjuk.
We will establish a legal framework that those who wish to enter Hungary and submit an asylum request can do so at a foreign consulate.
Az ezt külképviseleten.
However, NGO representatives claim that such a law will not be allowed by the European Union and that it would just end up as another case for the ECJ.
Under EU law, I doubt that you can build an asylum procedure where the entry is only at embassies. So this sort of
illegal?
I think it would be beyond EU law very, very much. We have to see how the Hungarian government wants to really set up this law, to operationalize it. There will probably be another long-standing dispute.
That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.